swing your right arm,
Yeah.
there. There's no space. The camera says 1, 2, 3. In the Zurkane, they only do the 2 count, one club after the other. They don't do a parallel swing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
This would be
2 count.
That's a 2 count.
Yeah, because
but this is also a 2 count.
That's a 2 count, but it's yeah, it is. It's really important to just stop for a second.
No.
So just okay. So it's just mind bending.
Complicated. So stupid. Oh yeah.
The flowing Dutchman, yeah. Shuffle on the production. Like this, yeah. Like this, yeah. The flowing Dutchman, yeah. The flowing Dutchman.
Boom, and welcome to another video of the Flowing Dutchman. Now, in the last video, me and Paul here, we talked about tempos with the light clubs or Indian clubs, and yeah, that took a bit longer than expected, and it was also yeah, it's interesting to really dive deeper into it, because I just noticed that Paul has a very different way of talking about the swings and the clubs and counting it, and I'm just not, I feel like I'm just not used to that in a way. So it's very interesting to follow along, because I noticed that in the moment the methodology is a bit different. You have to kind of find the translation in it, and that is fascinating. So in this video we'd like to talk on the tempo, but then more specifically for the meals.
Sure. Okay. So we'll. Oh, sorry, I should have switched that on. Okay. So with the meals, I mean, basically we've got the basic movement is the swing through from the front to the back of the body, so lifting the meal up, 1, 2. So basically, when the meal comes to the front of the body,
yeah,
that's number 2.
Yeah. So this would also be part of the tempo part.
Yeah, it is. I mean, so basically it is 1, 2. Yeah, so I mean from the back for the camera, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side. So that's how the 4 count happens in meal swings.
Yeah, that's relatively easy to comprehend.
Straightforward, yeah.
Then when it gets more complicated is when we start to talk about either doing them asynchronous or doing it with doubles, because if you then swing with 2 clubs at the same time, parallel for example,
yes,
that will be then
it goes into well, it depends on how you swing the parallel, because you can swing a 3 count also with meals and a parallel swing in between each movement, which I'll show you. Show you.
Let's talk about the double swing first.
So the double swing first is basically each movement is done separate, is counted on its own. So that's the going to the back and then coming to the front. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2,
okay.
1,
yeah.
2, as opposed to 1, 2, 1,
yeah.
2.
This would be similar to what we talked about with the light clubs, where they would be going like this.
Yes.
Because once one is facing down, the other is facing up.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what if you then do this? 1, 2.
1, 2. Yeah.
Would that be the same 2 count as
No,
this?
that's not the same as the 2 count.
Okay, but
You're using the principle of the slow movement. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah.
so what kind of count is that?
That's a 2 count. I mean, a parallel like that is a 2 count.
That's a 2 count.
Yeah, because
but
you
this
just
is also a
you-
2 count.
That's a 2 count, but it's a yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I
That's
think
different.
we have to be very clear here.
Yeah.
In the Zurkane, they only do the 2 count, one club after the other. They don't do a parallel swing. So we're introducing a new swing to the Zurkane, and I've got to be really clear about that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of why.
So there's a tradition. So I mean, they start off in the Zurkane with the 4 count, and they're all swinging together. So they're close together. They're all standing virtually shoulder to shoulder.
Sure.
Swing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. And after about 8 or 10 minutes of that, the morshed, the drummer, makes a noise or rings the bell, and then they go to the 2 count for about 2 or 3 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah. That is the standard Zurkane counting.
So they wouldn't do this.
No, they wouldn't do that. No.
This would
because
be-
that's a Western invention, and I'm partly responsible for that one.
But with the same count.
But no, it's the same count. Yes, but the thing is, I think it's really important to just stop for a second.
No.
So just okay. So let's say in the Zurkane we're standing together about this distance apart.
Sure.
You can't do that. So I mean, you've got to swing your
Okay, with the left.
left hand out behind your back. Okay, so go. The left hand behind your back. There, we're turning. No. So now you're turning your shoulder, so you're going to swing your right arm.
Yeah.
There. There's no space to do any.
Don't challenge me.
No, yeah, well,
Don't
okay.
challenge me.
No. But I mean, that's the reasons that I've been given
Sure.
in Iran for not doing that, and also for keeping the pinky in this position, and they tend to keep the pinky here because if, for instance, Harbert makes a mistake and my pinky gets in the way, it will be crushed by the bottom of the meal.
Yeah.
So that's the reason for that.
Okay. So we got a little bit further. It's complicated, and it also doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. So now, if I can show you a 3 count.
Which is completely why I got stuck in the first place.
Yeah. No, and I think we have to sort of draw a line between Indian clubs counting and meal counting.
Why?
Well, because okay, there's a bit of tradition there, and if you do, for instance, an inward swing like you're doing at the moment, I mean that could be classed as a 2 count.
No, that was a 4 count. What I did.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
This would be
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Watch the door handle. So you've got to move right into the middle. Okay, sorry.
1,
2,
3, and 4.
So if you do now Indian cross, so that's a 2 count. 1, 2, and again, no, just Indian cross behind your head. 1, 2, 1, 2. Cross the clubs in the middle, not your hands. You've got to go up. That's it. Because it's a push up like that.
3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
2, and then you should go outwards. So that way. That's it.
2, 3. Okay, so
yeah, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, and if one club goes behind the back, 1, 2. You're counting the moves. It's just, in some ways it's similar. You're counting the moves.
I thought that it had to do with a particular way of following the tempo instead of following the
No, but no, I mean it is. I mean, as I've described to you, in the Zurkane they're so small. It can be maximum sometimes in the really old ones, 15 to 16 men.
Sure.
And if they're shoulder to shoulder, they can't do any variations.
So it's not really about the categorization of the movements. That was what I was stumbling upon. It's just asynchronous.
It is asynchronous, yeah. And it's the basis. The basic movement is also the beginnings of the Indian club 4 count.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So if you and now if I can just show you, I mean this is my version, but you're going to have to go over there for this. Okay. So this is my version of a meal 3 count. So basically starting so 1, 2 parallels. 1, 2 parallel.
Yeah.
1, 2.
So that would be 3 count then.
1, 2. Yeah.
3.
It's a 3 count. Now you can do parallels with this, and then outwards, so change sides.
Okay. And what if you do it? What kind of a count would you give it if we then?
Well, that's a 4 count. It's a follow, Indian club follow. That's basically what that is.
So this would be the 4 count, in
Yeah.
the same way that this would be a 4 count.
Correct.
Okay, I get why I was confused. Because
Yeah.
that's not the same thing.
It's not. No, it's not the same thing. No,
No.
I think that's what we've established here. That
Yeah.
the numbers don't mean the same thing
Okay, yeah.
because
got
you're
it.
counting the movements.
Oh, I got my answer.
Yeah, no, but I'm really glad.
I'll
man.
have to figure out a different way of describing it because I think then the idea of counting it is just not the way that I've interpreted it.
Right.
It's
Right.
not, I don't necessarily count the swings as I'm doing it.
Okay.
And for me, it's more in what way we're following the tempo.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's going back to something you've got.
Because if you have a standard tick, tick, tick,
Yeah.
tick, what the actual difference is with the one I was doing last, the Indian club 4 count swing,
Yes.
is that you're swinging tick, 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 tick,
Yes.
tick. So you're swinging 4 counts
Half
in 2
circle
beats.
apart. Yes.
In 2 beats, you're swinging four counts.
Yeah.
That would make that swing different for me than all the other swings.
Yes.
Because if you're just doing 4 movements, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes.
you're still swinging on the tempo 1, 2, 3, 4.
Correct.
Not 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So that I thought that was a difference. If you have 2 counts with the 4 count swing, you do 4 swings
Right.
in 2 beats
Right.
instead of 4 swings with 4 beats.
Yeah.
And that is for me a significant difference.
No, it is a
And
big difference.
Yeah, and I thought that the 2 count and the 4 count would depict that difference.
Right.
That was where I was, getting confused.
Sure.
But yeah, I think I got my answer too.
Yeah. So I mean,
There's not really a way of really depicting that.
No, it's not. I mean, it's more to do with rhythm and counting and the circles.
Cool.
And if you, I mean, it just Tom Burrows, the Australian endurance swinger from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, he was known for his variations that he could do in his endurance swings, and they used to just count the circles. I mean, and they used to count it in a different way. I realised because when I started reading the descriptions or the newspaper clippings of his counts were really, really high, and then I realised that they're counting 2 circles here and 2 here.
Got it.
4 circles, which it actually physically is, but it's mirrored.
Yeah, it's mirrored.
And in those days, they used to count them as 4
and if
circles.
it's mirrored, then you're still doing 4 swings in 2 beats.
Yes.
In the same way that you would do a 4
Very,
swings
and
in
it's,
2 beats.
the confusion is just
So
mind-bending.
complicated. So stupid. Oh, yeah, they made it very complicated.
So
But
it's
I get why I got stuck now because
no,
I tried to make it like okay, this is a 2 count swing.
I've got
This is a 4
yes,
count swing.
yes.
It's just
Now I've got to the stage now where I've just literally sort of accepted the way that they were doing it. No, the confusion and the way they were doing it in the past, and also the complex, the added complex because we swing meals.
Yeah.
You've got the same names of counts, but they actually mean different things.
Yeah, got it. Well, you got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. There we go. The counting sorted. Or at least we tried.
So they just have to do the Surgener bigger. Easy. So you can swim as you want to swim.
Over the years, I've found so much joy in creation. Light Club 6 is designed to bring that joy of creation to your screen. Through 3 sessions every week, you'll be exposed to increasingly challenging movement patterns with Indian clubs. In the first week, you'll learn about crossing swings. In the second week, you'll learn about parallel swings. And in the third week, you'll learn how to combine the parallel and the crossing swings. In the fourth week, you will master wrist circles. And in the fifth week, we'll dissect asynchronous swings. And lastly, in the sixth week, you'll learn how to combine the synchronous swings and the asynchronous swings. At the end of Light Club 6, the word beginner will not fit you anymore. Are you ready to structure and perfect the art of Indian club swinging? Join now at DutchFlowAcademy.com. Boom! Thank you for your attention. It's greatly appreciated. If you like the content, please consider to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see similar videos, you can see them over here. If you're interested in learning more from me as a coach, I've got online courses on DutchFlowAcademy.com. Keep flowing. Ram Ram.